Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a video here on a video game that I just picked up yesterday. Besides HeroClix, I'm also a big video game fan. I really like old school fighting games. I'm a big Street Fighter fan, Mortal Kombat fan, etc. This here is a pretty rare title. I was pretty happy to find it yesterday for a very reasonable price. This is called Darkstalkers 3. It is a PlayStation original game. It is made by Capcom, and it's rated teen. It's very similar to the Street Fighter Alpha series as far as art and game mechanics and things like that, but it's very different in the story and the characters that you play. Street Fighter is more, realistic men and female from across the world. This game is more based on mythological creatures and that sort of a thing. So here on the front you have Morgan, and she is the poster child for the Darkstalkers franchise, similar to Ryu for Street Fighter. And yeah, she is basically a succubus, like a female vampire sort of a thing. And let's check out the back. It's kind of hard for you to see, and the little pictures and whatnot, but I'll read the caption here. It says at the top, "The night just got darker. When the sun sets and humanity retreats to the imagined safety of their beds, a mysterious entity appears in the night sky to assemble the wicked and the evil. The secret power of the dark is unleashed. 18 supernatural creatures of myth and legend now materialize to wage their eternal war for domination of the night. Beware, meager mortals. As the Darkstalkers arrive, the fate of the humanity rests on who wins the epic struggle." So, I know it's pretty hard to see those little pictures there, but it's some in-game play footage. This is a multiplayer game, and yeah, so that's the back. And it also says on there that there's 7 new playable characters, and they're referring to Darkstalkers 1, which is an older title in the series. So when you go ahead and you open up, there's the disc. On there it has a character on the left named Jeddah, who is basically the new boss in the Darkstalkers 3 game. He is like the king vampire. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get the booklet out. Alright. Again, this looks almost mint condition. It looks like it was hardly touched. Everything is in fantastic order. So in the beginning here it just has the contents, and it also has a picture of Morgan there. And here you get into the controls and the introduction and setting up your system and all that stuff that most people already know all about. And then you get to the game screen, and it basically just explains to you what all the little bars and life gauges and things like that are. Over here it has rules, basically breaks down winning and losing, match play, double KO, draw a game, that sort of thing. Over here is the game modes. Basically shows you what you can do in the game, such as arcade mode, versus mode, training mode, and original mode. And over here it just breaks down the options. And here it's showing you some more how to play the game. A lot of stuff that most players already can figure out, but it's nice to have this booklet. Here it shows the special stock gauge, which is a new mechanic in Darkstalkers 3, kind of like an ultra bar. Over here it talks about guard cancels and dashing, kind of like different strategic things that you can use besides just going in there and throwing in some moves. Here it does the same thing, breaking down a lot of the secrets of the game for people that are really wanting to get good at it. Alright, now we go ahead and we get into the characters of the game and their moves and a little brief description on their backstory. I'm not going to do all that, but I will show you the characters. Here at the top you have the Lord of the Vampire, it's called Jeddah. And then here is BB Hood, the beautiful bounty hunter. And then you have at the top there the ghastly insect Queen Bee, or QB, excuse me. And then below her is the lost child of the lust, Lilith, which is I believe Morgan's sister. And then up here on this side at the top is the old boss, that's Dimitri. And then below her, or below him, is Morgan, the mistress of the night. And on this side you have Anacharus, which is like a big mummy, and below him is Victor, who's kind of like a Frankenstein. And then you have El Raptor, who's a zombie rock and roll guy. And then below him is Shenko, who was also in, I believe it was Marvel vs. Capcom 3. She made an appearance in there. So if people didn't know where she's from the Darkstalkers. Up here is Jay Taliban, who's a werewolf, and then below him is Felicia, who's like a cat lady. And then you have Riku, which is a water man, or sea monster kind of guy. And then below him you kind of have a goofy character, Sasquatch. And then you have Bishamon at the top there, who's a zombie samurai type of guy. Then you have Donovan, who is also, I think he's half vampire hunter. And then up here you have Pyron at the top right, who I believe was also a boss in the earlier game. And you have Huitzel at the bottom, who is a robot. And then at the back it just kind of shows you some other Capcom games and some merchandise that you can get. And that's pretty much it. That's just a quick little breakdown. Very cool game. It's very classic arcade style fighting game. Hours of fun. And like I said, it is rare, but it is, you can find it on eBay for probably 20 bucks or something like that. And yeah, so go ahead and check this out.